Hi friends, today we're going to do a fun activity to practice our animal knowledge and think about where animals live and also practice our letters a little bit. Hello friends. As you can see, we have two habitats here. Take a long look at what they are and think about what animals might live there. We have kind of like a hill with little tunnels in it, and we have a cave. So our first two animals are an ant and a bear. Go ahead and say the animal out loud when you recognize it. So let's figure out, where do you think the ant lives? Let's see. Let's sound it out. So ant. So that starts with a letter that makes the ah sound. Oh, look, at the top corner, we have two letters, letter A and letter B. All right, friends, point to the one that makes the ah sound. Let's see. Letter A, that's alligator. Alligator says ah. And this is letter B, so that's Bubba Bear says buh. So the letter that makes the ah sound, like ant, so that must go to letter A. See, you can see the letter A right there in ant. And also, this habitat is called an anthill. Normally ants are tinier than this ant, but they like to crawl in these little tunnels, and they make this big mound, and they all work together and live there. So we're going to match the ant over here, which means our bear has the B sound. And where does he go? Which letter makes the B sound? That one? Alligator says ah. So letter A does not make that sound. But what about Bubba Bear says buh. So he must go over here, right? Does that look good? Because the bears, they like to live in a cave, especially when they hibernate for the winter. They go and hide in there. So we did it, friends. An ant lives in an anthill and starts with letter A, and the bear lives in a cave, and the bear starts with letter B. So let's try to match our other animals too. So this time, we have a desert, and the animal that lives in the desert is going to start with the letter C. So think about animals that start with letter C. And this is our pond, and the animal that lives at the pond starts with the letter D. So let's see if you can think of animals that start with letter D. Let's see where two animals are this time. We have a camel, and we have a duck. So, where do you think our duck lives? What does ducks start with? D. A D sound. So, let's look at our letters. Letter C, that's Katina cat, right? So that's Katina cat says k. And that's our Dee deer, letter D, and Dee deer says d. So does duck live here or here? If you said the pond, you are right. So if you take a look, duck starts with the letter D. And ducks live in the pond, right? And they like to swim around. What about our camel? Camel starts with the K sound. And what letter starts with the K sound? Is it this one or this one? Point to which one you think it is. If you said the desert, you're right. There's the letter C. Camel starts with the letter C, and camels like to live in the desert. As they're built for the desert. They drink a lot of water and they store them right up here in the hump, and they can travel very far in the desert. And our duck over here lives in the pond. All right, now we have 2 more animals. We're going to think about where they might live. So our next 2 habitats, we have the jungle. And this jungle has an animal that starts with the letter E. Our other habitat is a lake. And at this lake, there's an animal that starts with the letter F. So think about what animal starts with letter E and letter F. So we introduce you to our elephant and our, what's this animal, friends? It's pink, it's got a long neck and a beak. That's our flamingo. So where does an elephant live? Point to the one you think the elephant lives at. You're probably right, but let's find out. So elephant starts with eh. And which letter makes the S sound? Letter E, that's our Ellie elephant, which says Wait a minute. Ellie elephant? That must be the right one then, right? Because we know an elephant starts with letter E because of Ellie elephant. So elephants are going to live in the jungle. Now, not all elephants like to live in the jungle. Some elephants like to live in what's called the savanna, which is like a big land of grass. And some elephants, they like to live in the very muddy areas too. But this elephant likes to live in the jungle, which means our flamingo must live in the last habitat here. Let's see, it starts with the f sound, and this is letter F, so that's Francie Fish says. So that sounds just like the beginning of our flamingo. So flamingos must live in the lake. And that's true. They like to stand up in the shallow waters as they eat their food. And sometimes they like to stand on one foot. So we have elephants in the jungle, start with the letter E, and flamingos live in the lake, start with the letter F. Well, that's all the letters we have for today, friends. When we come back, which shouldn't be too long from now, we're going to have even more letters to play with. That's all for today, friends. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for another video. Bye, friends.